What's up, boys and girls? We have a brand new day upon us, brand new fishing mission. We're gonna go see what we can get done. Gonna go pick up Dad right now. Gonna go to a lake that many of you guys know, a lake that I've not been to in a good bit, and we're gonna go try to figure it out. Just going on kind of like a quick fishing mission, and that only just a few hours. That's why I'm picking them up so early. Current time is 6:20 on this beautiful Saturday that we have. It is a freaking beautiful Saturday at that. Current temperature is 63 degrees, so finally cooling down just a little bit. A lot of that is a result of this weather that we've had move through here. Had a front move through last night, bring in some rain, and then behind that rain a little bit cooler weather, and then it looks like there's gonna be some more rain that's getting brought in as well, so that should make those fish eat. But I don't know, we just got to get there. We got to figure it out. We got to see if these fish are going to eat, if they're going to cooperate. And yeah, I mean, it's just a typical East Tennessee day in September, which typical East Tennessee days in September, I've had some really good days on the water, especially early like we are here, getting up and going. But it is what it is. All right, yes, I won't shut up. We're going to get after it, and we'll see you boys at the lake. Well, boys and girls, we made it. Here we are. We got Dad. He's looking fantastic as always. Got a jig in my hand. I'm excited. We're gonna go flip a jig, see what we can get done. Essentially, that's the entire plan today. Flip a jig, maybe throw a frog, toss around the wacky. I do want to try out some new tools that I got. I will show you these new tools really quick. I'm excited about these. I got some of the new tournament edition rods. This is the Veritas PLX tournament edition, 7-foot medium fast action spinning rod. I'm jacked up about that. I'm also jacked up about this one. I'm excited to play with it. This is the 7.2 medium fast action Veritas tournament PLX, which I got a bladed jig on it, and we're gonna see. I don't know. I'm excited about both of those. But yeah, right now though, we got the jig in our hand. Little Magnum Stealth Pumpkin, run the chigger crawl on the back, and we're gonna toss this thing around and see if we can put us a few fish into the boat.
Which makes the bait fish out there?
This right here is Ethan's favorite reel.
There you go, dude.
God almighty. That line just broke.
No, you're not, bro.
Nope, that line just broke.
Did it really?
Yep.
He's on there, man.
Yeah, because I got him. I set the hook into him good. Yep, right there he is. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Get in here, bro. Get in here. Come here.
Dude, I'm trying to do that.
Come here. Come here. Got him.
That's hilarious. He was on that walkway?
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
There we go.
That's funny.
Well, we're going to put some fluorocarbon on that rod really quick. That's what we're going to do. Man, that sucks.
I got a little bit of that.
That's what I call a cluster fouquet. That's what the French call it.
Okay.
Yeah, cluster fouquet.
Japanese.
Well, then it's Japanese. The cluster fouquet. That means it's just a total mess. That is what we have here. So, yeah, my braid broke, not my knot, which is crazy. Braid doesn't usually break. So we're gonna cut all this braid off here, or take all this braid off here, and we're just gonna put some straight 17-pound fluorocarbon and keep on fishing the old bladed jig, because that's what that fish just ate. But yeah, there we go. That's good. Hand lining fishing. All right, it's like I never sat down. Here, and he came off.
Oh, that was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was sitting like right up there.
Damn, that was a good one there. Running it. I thought it was big. Little fish sitting in that ditch up there.
Come here and stop that. Stop it. Dang on. He got a hold of that thing now. Right there's a certified giant if I ever seen one. Especially with game day still going on.
Faggots. That's why the bait fish are out there.
Yeah. Just jerked him off the bank. There we go. That's a good one.
That's a good one. Ah, I thought there was one there. Damn, there you go, bud.
Yep. Just had to let it sit there. Literally dead stick that thing.
You gonna net him?
Yeah, would you please? Stop that jumping. Stop that jumping.
Oh, I ain't getting motor.
He is digging, son.
You don't eat no part of it, does he?
You're good. There you go.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, that's a good little fish. Yeah. A little bit better than anything we caught. There you go. Heck yeah.
Catch 5 or 6 of those, that's fine.
Uh-huh. That is what I call a good kayak tournament fish.
Yeah.
A little bit long, a little bit skinny. Don't need much. Look at his dorsal fin jacked up. That's pretty though. He's a pretty cool fish. Dead sticking a Cinco up under a dock. I mean,
it's funny, they hit my bait and it's sitting over
yeah. Man, we caught him on a variety of things this morning. Got one on a bladed jig.
there. Yeah, I ain't caught.
Oh, you'll catch one here in a minute. You just gotta, I don't know, be better or something.
Not suck.
Yeah, quit sucking and you'll catch fish. So one thing we're dealing with here, guys, is the water's got dropped down. I don't know why they do it. There's a certain point in the year at which they start to draw the water down just to get ready for all the like winter rains that we're gonna have and stuff like that. But I mean, we're nowhere near close to that. You know, it's September still, so I mean, it's still warm. There should still be water up on the bank, but for some reason they've dropped it pretty dramatically. That was a bite. And so something that happens when that happens is the bait fish get pulled out into the middle of the lake, because I mean, what we're in right now is only 2 foot of water. So I mean, it's really shallow, you know, kind of power fishing, flipping, you know, Cinco fishing kind of stuff. And so we hit these docks, we hit these seawalls. But when the water gets pulled down, the bait fish get pulled off, and a lot of the bass get pulled off as well. And so you got to kind of start figuring out, like you hear, that must be bluegill. And you gotta figure out where they're at. And so usually it's the ends of these docks, it's the ends of the trees and stuff like that. So me and Dad are just trying to kind of figure out where these fish are sitting. And to be honest with you, there's not really been a key yet to where they're sitting. Like a lot of them are sitting. That one was on the end of that dock. There was one up, you know, it seems to be anywhere that there's a change in the bottom, you know, where there's like a dip in the bottom, a little bit deeper water, which a lot of these jocks are dredged out. That pipe that I caught that first one on is obviously got water that flows in there that's probably eroded a lot of the bottom there. And so anywhere there's just a little bit of a differentiation in the bottom, that's where those fish seem to be sitting. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep piecing it together here. And eventually we'll run into a big one.
When he starts that screaming and carrying on.
Yeah.
Okay, man, I get it.
One of my favorite little things that he does is that, hold up, wait a minute.
I like Chappelle. Oh, that was a good one. Nice, Alex. I'll just be the net boy today. On them docks. Comes the worm.
Golly, that fish is pissed. I told you that fish is pissed. Hell yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Corner of the mouth.
Healthy fish.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that hook is getting them good. I like that hook. Huh?
I don't want to have to do that shit.
Well, too bad. You might have to. There you go. Ain't a giant, but she's fun.
It's nice.
Thank you, sir. Oh, he jumped again, didn't he?
Did a little somersault.
Did a little dancey dance. Yeah.
His daddy, those fishing guys, they don't fucking know that.
I mean, unless they
I could
just,
use them board.
unless they just didn't run them. I mean, like, dude, the bass that size, he'd have come off. You know what I mean?
I got it.
Oh God, I just got. There he is. Yep. On the old square bill. Come on, square bill. That's what we caught him on. Need to buy some. It's Alec Fishing Signatures. There you go. Catch up with that fish. I mean, Dad Jim, son. Dad Jim, what was that? Was he up off of the bank?
Just a little. I pulled it about 3 times to eat it.
I mean, get him up in here. That is what I'm talking about. Ain't a Dad Jim half bad.
Dad Jim better one, ain't
Yeah. Lord have mercy.
Good kayak fish.
Yeah.
Look how bad it tore up his mouth. He's been caught.
Huh.
Fish.
Hi.
Hey, look here. That's what I caught it on.
Ooh, look at there. There you go, boys and girls. He just caught that on the chigger crawl. I forgot what this color called. What's this color called? That color's called goat, ladies and gentlemen. And for you guys that don't know or aren't hip like me and my dad are, because we're too hip guys, way too hip to be square. GOAT stands for the greatest of all time. I'm one wild and crazy guy. Show me your tips.
She's probably up there saying, did you hear that motherfucker talk about that? Oh! I like that stab in the jaw.
Little jiggly piggly, baby. Hey, there's one on a jig. Now I just got to get one on a frog, and I've completed everything on the deck of the boat. Yeah. I've finished everything that I had tied on the deck of the boat challenge.
How far was it?
We sure did try, and hell, we did pretty good. I mean, considering we got here at what, like 7 this morning? It's 10:35. Can't complain about that. All right, folks, we're gonna get to the house. There's already 6,952,003 giant boats out here. And when I say giant boats, I think you guys need to understand that these things are like cabin cruisers. Like, it's like something you could take on the ocean. They're huge, and they're out here, and they create a lot of weight. So yeah, it's about to get busy. So we're gonna go to the house. I'll see you guys when we get back to the house. We'll talk about everything that we caught them on, talk about some new rods and reels that I got, because I know you guys love equipment. So I got some new rods and reels to show you guys when we get back. And yeah, I'll see you when we get to the house. Welcome back to the beer barn. Here we are. We have made it back to the house. Listen, I had a ton of fun today. Just plain and simple, I had a ton of fun fishing. We didn't catch any giants, but I had fun. And honestly, 99% of the time when you're fishing, I would say 100% of the time when you're fishing, it's all about just going out there and having fun. I got to go out there, get to hang out with Dad. We got to catch some fish. Caught some fish pretty quick, in a short period of time. I think we were only out there like 3 hours. It was just a beautiful, comfortable day outside. Got to test out some new equipment and some new gear. And so to me, overall, today was a success in my book. Now, today was what I would call like the epitome and the definition of junk fishing. We caught them on a little bit of everything. Caught them on the jig, caught them on the bladed jig, on the general, caught them on the square bill. And honestly, all day today, I was just doing a lot of instinctual fishing. And what I mean by that is literally listening to my gut, taking on all the inputs that the lake was giving me and that the fish was giving me, and making decisions based off of that. I would get around the shad, I would pick up the square bill, I would get around the docks, I would skip the general. When I got around those deeper docks, I was throwing the normal jig, and then I caught that one on the bladed jig this morning, which was just hilarious, that first catch when I broke that one off and then hand lined them in. But it was just, I had fun. I mean, I really had fun today. So I want to talk about what I was throwing it on, because I got some new equipment that I want to show you guys. Some stuff I'm super excited about. Some new rods came in the mail, and honestly, I'm already in love with 2 of them. And I've got several other ones over here behind me. I may grab this one off the shelf and show it to you guys because it's cool. But let's talk about what I was catching them on. So first fish of the morning came on the old jackhammer. That was just honestly a pretty funny fish catch. I had braid on this thing this morning. So I was running some 40-pound braid to a 17-pound fluorocarbon leader. And the reason for that is I had braid on this reel, and I just didn't want to, take all of that braid off and waste it all. So I threw a leader on there, and then that braid broke. And me being a guy with trust issues in fishing line, I took a lot off there, and I put me on some FC snapper and something that I could trust and fish the rest of the day with it. But that first fish, this came on a straight green pumpkin jackhammer, 1/2 ounce. Got that little swim on the back. That's a big bait swim on. One of my favorite bladed jig trailers now. Just really, really cool. Got turned onto it last year with the fire crawl trailer that they had, because that fire crawl, you couldn't find any trailers for it. And so Big Bot Baits made one, I think it was called Flamethrower, and it matched up perfectly with that fire crawl. So I bought a bunch of green pumpkin and a bunch of white so that I would have one to run on the back there. I also had the tails of that little swim on dipped in a little bit of chartreuse. Just makes it look a little bit more like a bluegill, and had some success with that. But yeah, That first one was on 40-pound braid to 17-pound fluoro, and you know, my connection knot didn't break and my fluoro didn't break. It was the braid like down in the reel, which I wasn't happy with that. So we switched off fluorocarbon, so now I'm running some 17-pound FC Sniper on here, and this is actually a new rod. This is one of my new rods that I got to test out today. This is a Veritas PLX Tournament Edition, and what this is a 7.2 medium fast action, and it honestly is a awesome little bladed jig rod because it's got a lot of tip, it's got some good parabolic bend, but because it's still fast action, you got that medium fast action, so it shuts off really quickly. So I would say probably 5 guides down into the blank, it shuts off. So it's really the perfect rod for bladed jigs because you want something with some parabolic bend, something that's not going to blow those fish's mouth open, you know, with that big blade on the front of that jig. But then it has a good backbone so that you can get a big 4/0, 5/0, and even in that new one from Z-Man, a 6/0 hook into their mouth. And so I'm loving it. And then the reel I had that paired up with was a Revo SX 6/6 gear ratio, actually brand new reel as well. I don't know if I've showed you guys these yet. Got these in the mail as well. So this is a whole brand new setup for me from Abu Garcia, and I have to say I'm already in love with it because you guys know I love fishing a bladed jig. You guys know I'm weird about my bladed jig rod, and so I'm testing this one out, and so far I am in love with it. So yeah. Then the second fish that I caught on the morning, and a few fish that I caught today, some of the bigger ones that I caught came on Old Faithful, the old 5-inch General in June bug. Had that paired up with a #1 size. This is an Ichikawa hook. Ben Nowak, always turning me on to hooks. He is like the hook man. Told me about this one, and so I bought them, tried them out. Honestly, like them a lot. You guys know I love that sniper hook from Owner, and this Ichikawa honestly is very, very similar. It's just a little bit sharper, honestly. I mean, like, this is one of the sharpest hooks that I've ever messed around with. Cut myself pretty bad last week with it. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's healed up quite a bit, but cut the top of my finger with it trying to unhook a fish just because this thing is so sticky sharp, and it is a really good hook. I like it so far. I'll make more of a determination whether it's a really good hook later on, but as of now, I like it a whole lot. And then I had that paired up with some 10-pound FC Sniper, 20-pound mainline braid, 300 size Abu Garcia Zeta, and then on another new rod for me, this is a Veritas PLX Tournament Edition. This is a 7-foot medium fast action, and honestly, in love with this rod as well, just like that other rod that I have for that bladed jig. This thing, so with these tournament editions, I don't know how they did this, but they took the PLX rod, they bumped up the actual blank that they're using to the Powerlux 200 composite rod, and then they made it lighter, stronger, and more sensitive. And honestly, you would think, you know, you look at the advertisement, it says it's 6% lighter and 7% more sensitive. You don't think 6% is a lot, but when you compare this to my 7-foot PLX, it is lighter and it is more sensitive, and it's just kind of fascinating, honestly. But loving this thing. I love no paint blank rods. You guys know I love the simplicity of rods and just really clean looking rods, and this thing is really clean. Got those carbon fiber accents in the handles and stuff like that. But the most important part is, can you feel bites? Yes. Is it nice and light? Yes, it is. And it honestly makes throwing this little bitty General around even more fun than it already is. So yeah, awesome setup there. Then caught a couple fish on my Signature Series crankbait from Monster Bass. Again, in that Magic Shad. Again, I will say I love this color for the fall. I designed it for fall of the year when I was designing my colors. I mean, obviously all of them are going to work in a bunch of different situations, but this one in particular was for the fall of the year, and just because I know what our water does, I know what our shad looks like, and this is just a perfect little profile. It does a really good job of contrasting the water, and so that's why I made it. I love the Magic Shad. So I caught a couple on this, throwing that on some 12-pound fluorocarbon on my 7-foot medium heavy moderate fast winch rod. This is actually the square bill rod. I talked about this one in the last video that I made when I was in the Hobie. This rod is just amazing. I love it. It's everything that I want in a square bill rod. I was really nervous about, you know, stepping away from the rods that I was using before for my cranking rods because I'd really dialed them in, but I have to say already this thing is dialed. I mean, it is exactly what I'm looking for, and I got that paired up with an ALF. Really love this reel. This is a 6/4 gear ratio ALF, It is a smaller profile reel in the Revo lineup, and I just like it. I mean, it's really awesome for this rod because it makes the whole setup a little bit lighter. I can be really accurate with it, and it's got just a little bit smaller spool, so you can pair it up with that 12-pound line, and I can do stuff like backhanded cast and roll cast and underhand cast and stuff that would in normal situations backlash a reel, but with that little bit smaller spool and that little bit lighter line, I'm able to make those casts and just do some different things with it. So I like it a whole lot, and it's also just really clean looking because it all kind of matches. Got those red accents and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely check out Magic Shad if you haven't, because it's one of my favorites. And then I caught a couple fish on what has been the most productive bait for me this year, it seems like. Next to the General, honestly the most productive bait, and that is the Beast Coast Lil Magnum Stealth Pumpkin. Had that paired up with a 4-inch chigger craw on the back in, I believe that's called Pumpkin Green Flake. Really loving that little combo. Does a good job of looking like bluegill contrast in the water. Had some 20-pound. This is the flipping fluorocarbon. You guys can tell because it's got that green tint to it. You know, every few feet it's got that green tint to it, so it helps you to see bites. So 20-pound FC flipping fluorocarbon with my Revo X on there, and I'm fishing that on a 7.6 Fanatista X. This is a 7.6 medium heavy fast action. If you guys are looking for really high-end rods, the Fanatista X is it. It's actually not flagship anymore. What is now flagship is what I have sitting right over here, which I told you I would show you. And this is what is now considered flagship in the Abu Garcia lineup, and that is the Abu Garcia Xenon. So this is a brand new rod this year, 2021, come out at ICAST. The Xenon is being touted as the lightest reels and rods in the industry, and I have to say, honestly, this thing is like a, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, you've got to pick it up, you've got to feel this rod to actually feel how light that it is. It is incredible. You've got this blank, which this is the PowerLux 1000 blank. You've got Fuji reel seat. You've got the exposed reel seat on the bottom so you can feel the blank. You have got carbon fiber handles and locking nuts on the front of there. And then you've got the EVA foam at the back. And this thing is just honestly incredible. It is incredible that they've been able to make a rod this light. I would say that this feels like a heavy piece of, like if I were to rip one of these lids off of these cardboard boxes down here and hold it in my hand, I wouldn't say that that's any heavier, and it might even be heavier than this 6'9" medium rod is in my hand. So just crazy. But again, you know, if you're looking for top end of the spectrum, you got your Fanatista and your Xenon, which are going to be, you know, that more premium rod and reel. And then if you're looking for that more affordable, but you still get a lot of the benefits, you get the Fuji guides, the Fuji reel seats, the carbon fiber handles, all that. That's going to be your Veritas PLX Tournament Edition, which honestly, those Tournament Edition PLX rods are probably my favorite rods in the entire Abu lineup. In the SX, the X reel, those reels are just kind of that good middle of the road. You guys can get into an excellent setup for something, you know, they're a very affordable price in my opinion. But yeah, that's my new gear. I wanted to talk to you guys about it. I got it in the mail, got to go out and use it. It's always fun to get new stuff in the mail. It's always fun to go fishing with it. I don't know if you guys are anything like me. You're tackle junkies, you're tackle weirdos, and so you love new rods, you love new reels, and you love messing with them. And really cool premium stuff like this always gets me geeked. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you watching. You know I do. It's always awesome that you guys take time out of your busy day, your busy week to come hang out with me and to watch these videos. Make sure you go down in the description, use the links below. I'll have everything linked that I talked about so you guys can check it out. When you use those links, I get a kickback from Tackle Warehouse, and those checks honestly go straight into the Alex Red Fishing account and help me to put gas in my boat, gas in my truck, and keep this channel running, buying, you know, filming equipment and all that kind of stuff. You guys help me keep this channel running by doing stuff like that. But as always, you guys are sweet, and I'll see you. Bye.